In this introductory chapter for the Handbook of Philosophy of Technology, Engineering, Sciences, Anthony shows that both the term technology and the term engineering originates from the word that indicate a practice-oriented type of knowledge. So, let's define technology and engineering. What are the origins of the term? Technology comes from the Greek word techne, which means knowledge of making, and engineering comes from Latin ingenera, which means to produce or generate. Both of those started as practice-oriented knowledge. The root of these words already shows that technology and engineering are about doing and making. Technology is knowledge of making, while engineering is producing or generating solution. No? Think of a farmer that making a simple bamboo for irrigation tool. So that's technology. So engineering, is making a full water pump system out of it. Technology and engineering today. Technology development and use of artifacts or system in our daily life. Engineering, it is the professional practice of creating those system, while engineering science is the research and knowledge behind the engineering. Natural science seeks the truth. Engineering science seeks usefulness. Not everyone has to be an engineer. Technology is about the tools and the system we use every day, like cell phones or transport. Engineering is the profession that develops them. In engineering science, provide the test knowledge to ensure that they are useful. Let's put it into this context. As technology user, we, teachers, students, we use e-wallets. Engineers are the professional who design the system behind those to secure our mobile payments. Engineering science naman, those are the computer scientists that test the encryption to ensure that it is safe to use. Why technology literacy matters? Bakit ba importante sa atin to? Technology impacts our everyday life. Citizens need technology literacy, because it is our ability to understand and use technology responsibly. Not all need to develop tech, but all must know how to affect society. Every citizen today must be technology literate. This doesn't mean everyone must invent, but we should all understand how technology affects job, education, and daily lives. For example, during the COVID-19 pandemic, online classes required students, teachers, and even parents to be digitally literate, even if we were not IT professional. The time calls for it, so we must act, we must adapt. So, ganun ka-importante na dapat we are technological literate. 4 ways to see technology according to Carl Mitchell, 1994. We can see it as one artifact system. It is a tool, can be machine, apps, transport. It can also be knowledge, skill, and know-how, not just applied science. You can also see it as a process, designing, making, and using. Also as human social values, how tech shape us as Homo technologius. Carl give us 4 lenses to look at technology. It's not only the gadget, but also the knowledge behind them, the process of making and using, and finally, how technology changes who we are as a human and societies. For example, in a Philippine scenario, the artifacts, jeepneys, tricycle, and e-vehicles, knowing how to fix a tricycle engine, that's knowledge. The process, the designing how those jeeps can be eco-friendly, In terms of human and social, we can debate on jeepney modernization, balancing livelihood versus environmental goal. So, saan kayo dun? Ethics and society. Technology is not neutral. It affects values, lifestyle, and culture. It raises question of fairness, access, and sustainability. Connect to STS, which is Science, Technology, and Society Studies. Technology also raises ethical questions. Who benefit from technology? Who is left behind? For example, jeepney modernization. It promotes sustainability. But what about the drivers who can't afford new units? This is where society and ethics enter the discussion. No? Technological knowledge and natural science. Technology knowledge has unique features compared to science. Its key theme is context dependent. It is propositional. It is based on argument, example, standard, and it is normative or what should be. Unlike science, which aims to describe reality, technological knowledge often tells us what should happen. It is shaped by context, agreement like standard, and norms such as rules of good design. Normativity of technology. Normativity is the knowledge about what should be, not just what it is. It is seen in the standard, good practices, rule of thumb, function. For example, a car function is to bring you from A to B. Even if it is broken or wala yang gas, the function of the car is still the same. Function in technology are normative. They express purpose, not just behavior. Diba? Sabi ko nga kanina, a broken car does not lose its function. It is just fail to perform. This is the difference between science, which actually describe what it is happening. Cause and effect reasoning in science and tech. Natural science, the cause and effect. If my hypothesis is right, then X will happen in an experiment. In technology, cause and effects in use. If I turn on a light bulb, it gives us light and heat. This describes functioning, not just the intended function. In science, reasoning predicts outcome or experiment. In technology, it predicts how an artifact will behave when used. But functioning, light plus heat, is not the same as functioning to illuminate. Means and end reasoning. Unlike cause-effect, means and reasoning is flexible. It's about choices. For example, if your goal is light, you can choose many different means. And if you have a bulb, you can use it also for different multiple ends. It's either to light or to heat. Parallel in natural science. Even science has a kind of means and reasoning. Scientists design theories as tools to explain reality. Just like engineering design machines to solve problems. In both cases, the human element shapes knowledge. Models and modeling in engineering. What are models in engineering? In science, model explains what already exists in nature. But in engineering, models help us to create what does not yet exist. For example, scientists model typhoon path to explain weather patterns. Engineer, on the other hand, model flood control system to prevent disaster. In scenario, science model, pag-asa typhoon forecast path. Yung engineering model naman, gagawa ng blueprint for flood-resistant drainage system in Metro Manila. Kasi mahirap na sa Bulacan, no? Types of model in engineering. It can be conceptual models, physical models, and format models. Engineers use this different model to different stages. Conceptual models sketches ideas. Physical models show the structure, and the formal model use computers to stimulate behavior. Conceptual sketching of a bamboo bridge, for example. No? Plan for a rural town. Now, sa physical, making a scale model of a nipa hut design. Formal, using a CAD to simulate an earthquake-resistant school building. Normative nature of models. Engineering models are normative. Not just describing reality, but setting a goal. Like calling someone a model student. An example of what should be. Engineering model is not neutral. They show how something should work. For example, a Jeep modernization model doesn't just describe today's Jeep. It shows how a safer and more eco-friendly jeepney should look and function. Abstraction in models. Abstraction is equal to leaving things out of focus on what matters. It makes problem manageable. But engineering must be careful reality in complex. Abstraction is like simplifying reality. For example, a wind tunnel test uses a small plane model to test airflow. But because the scale is different, not all real-world factors are captured. Using a scale model of a boat, for example, in a wave tank to study typhoon-resistant fishing boat, will not work in an actual situation. Idealization in models. Idealization, it is changing irregular details into simpler, regular ones. It help use math and make prediction. Bridge between real-world data and formulas. Idealization means smoothing reality. If measurements are messy, engineers turn them into a neat formula. For an instance, instead of using jagged traffic data, they idealize it into curves for easier road design and planning. Analogies in model. Model often use analogies to explain or design. Example, electrical circuit and water system. Wheel, see the shape. It helps engineer think creatively. Analogies make modeling easier. A battery works like a water pump, both pushing flows through system. Using analogies, let engineer borrow idea from one domain and apply it to another. No? It's like just like explaining yung solar panel. No? Paano nyo ba siya explain na mas madali? No? Para pwede natin sabihin na it's like a charging power bank pero ang gamit ay araw. Why models matters in engineering? Models are the heart of engineering. They help design new solutions, explain ideas to clients, and predict performance. But engineer must never forget, models are simplified version of reality. For example, you're an engineer, then you show barangay official of a scale model of an evacuation center. It should be simple enough to understand, no? But yung pinakita mo na yon is powerful enough to help make decision, no? Para dun sa mga nakakita nun, no? Technology is not just about machine and gadget. It is also about the values and the rules we live in. So that's why we need to study what are the norms and value in education. In technology. Values are the big ideas that we are care about, like safety or fairness. Norms are the rules we follow to make those values become real. For example, if we value safety, then the norm is wearing a helmet when you are using a motorcycle. Technology is value-laden. All view. Technology is neutral. It's just a tool. New views, technology itself carries values. Example, airbag shows the value of safety. Before, people thought technology was just neutral. It's like a hammer. It depends on how you use it. But philosophers argue that technology itself already carries value. For example, when a car has an airbag, it is because the designer value safety. So values are built into technology. Another scenario is the jeepney again, modernization. It reflects values of safety and environment care. No? And the laptops, school laptops, no? Because we value education and accessibility, no? Kaya kailangan natin ng laptops at school. There are two types of norm. First, the constitutive norms. This define what it means to belong to a profession, like passing the PRC, exam for teacher. Second is yung regulative norms. These guides the higher goals like promoting sustainable development. Both are important in shaping technology. Just like pag sinabi nating constitutive, yung DepEd sa pagre-regulate ng mga license natin, pagka regulative, yung DepEd pushes for inclusive education through digital tools. When we talk about norms and values, magkakaiba tayo, no? May depende sa culture, sa kagaling, no? So, in some cases, when a project involved many people, it's hard to know who is responsible when things fail. It is called the many hands problem. For example, when a dangerous car is sold, is it the fault of the engineer? Ng manager ba? The company? Responsibility gets spread out. Again, balikan natin yung jeepney modernization. Sino ba yung accountable dyan? Yung government ba? Yung mga manufacturers? Or yung mga operator? Technology as a moral actor. Sometimes technology itself acts like a moral guide. A speed bump can slow you down whether you like it or not. It's called value-sensitive design. Embedding values like safety directed into technology. In the future, more design may care these values. Malay mo, next time, meron ng breath lock analyzer yung car, no? Para talagang may prevent na mismo nung sasakyan pa lang yung pagka naamoy niya na medyo amoy alak yung driver, hihinto na siya, no? Mga ganung bagay. So to summarize, technology is never neutral. It always reflects values. That means engineering and designer have an ethical responsibility. But also as a society, we must choose what values we want in our technology. Safety, fairness, and sustainability or inclusivity. As we wrap up, no, let's look at the philosophy of technology. No? Saan ba ito pupunta? Just like technology itself, the philosophy of technology also evolves, adapting to new challenges in society. But before we go to that truth, no, sa future, pag-aralan muna natin yung mga naging turns nitong philosophy of technology. We have what we call the empirical turn. In the 90s, philosophy of technology made what's called the empirical turn. Instead of only asking abstract questions, philosophers began looking at the real practice. How engineer design, how user adapt, and how society interacts with technology. For example, studying how farmer use phone, no, para sa mga weather updates, no? Analyzing how jeepney drivers adapt to modern jeeps, or us normal people driving cars, kung paano natin gamitin yung apps like Waze para hindi tayo maligaw. In 2016, we have the philosophers suggest the new step. No? Ang tawag naman nila dito yung axiological turn. This means putting more focus on value in technology. The idea is that philosophy and technology should guide society in deciding which value matter in new technology. Okay? Like debating value in cellphone tower near school. No? Pwedeng lumakas nga yung signal, pero may kasama naman siyang health hazard. Just like yung kanina ko pang ginagawa example, yung government balancing the value in jeepney phase out, the modernization, and the livelihood aspect. I have here 3 quotes from different philosophers. Sabi ni Bridge, philosophy must work with society, industry, government, users. Sabi ni Hanson, connect philosophy to teach to other field, medicine, mechanical arts. Ang sabi naman ni Pete, don't forget core philosophy. Some philosophers says we need a social turn. This means philosophy of technology should not stay in the classroom. It must engage with industry, with the government, with the community. But while doing this, we should not lose the deep philosophical reflection that make us unique. For example, during the COVID-19 response, collaboration between scientists and LGU and school online learning. Diba? Nagawa naman natin siya at naitawid natin yun. Why philosophy of technology matters for education? Why does it matter for us teachers and students? Philosophy of technology gives us the tools to think critically about artifact, design, and values. It builds technological literacy, the ability to see how technology and society shape each other. And it prepares us to make ethical choices, whether for future engineers, teacher, or simply just a citizen. To conclude, the future of philosophy of technology is moving towards values and society. Technology is never just gadget. It is always about people, ethics, and choices. And the more we study it, the more we understand how to use technology responsibly for a better world.